What's up, YouTube? So you've decided you're starting a ketogenic diet or a low-carb diet and you're wondering, what kind of food do I buy? Well, I wanted to take you on our most recent grocery shopping trip and show you some of the things we bought, starting with the Simple Truth burgers. High in carbs, high in fat, 30 grams of fat, and it's got some protein, but no carbs are in the meat. We also started to look for some bacon, which is also high in fat, high in protein, but low in carb. But the one we just showed you has been cured in sugar. Sugar is something we're trying to stay away from, so we found some smoked uncured bacon and decided to stock up on that. It's got 6 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein, and again, 0 carbs. You can eat almost as much bacon as you want, within reason, of course. And so we stocked up on that. Then we ended up finding another brand that we prefer, which is Smithfield, all natural, no preservatives, things like that. So definitely a favorite of ours on the ketogenic diet. Another one we found was some chorizo sausage, and this one has 7 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs. So my wife got that for a recipe. She's following a recipe from a website called www.ruled.me, and on there he has a whole 30-day calendar of things to eat. And since she is starting the ketogenic diet, I went with her on our first shopping trip. 17 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So there's a lot of foods you can get that have great built-in ratios. Some of the ones that are higher in protein and not enough fat, you can always throw some butter in there. This one's 70 calories, 70 grams of fat, 10 protein, and very low carb. So stocked up on some of the sausages. And here we got some beef for stew. This one was extra lean. We don't look for extra lean. We look for stuff that has as much fat as possible, but that's all that was available. Then we also ran into some grass-fed beef, and that is the preferred source, is grass-fed beef. This stuff just got some incredible ratios. 22 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat, and again, no carbs. So this is just a super great food. Of course, chicken thighs. That is the fattiest cut of meat. Throw away the chicken breasts. You don't need chicken breasts. What you need are chicken thighs on the ketogenic diet. Now, one big thing we don't have in here that we didn't film, because we already had some things at home, was butter and coconut oil. So you'll need those things as well. Went for shrimp, which we don't eat a lot of, but 2 grams of fat, 23 grams of protein, only 1 carb. That would be something you would definitely want to add some butter to again bring up your fats, or cook it in some coconut oil as well. Here we got some, I think it's soy sauce that we got for one of the recipes. And here you see us go down the middle of the aisle, but it's mainly just for the canned stuff. Most of what you'll see on this trip is us on the outside of the aisles of the grocery store. We don't go for a lot of the processed stuff, really any processed stuff in the middle. And like I said, this is not an all-inclusive thing. There are other things you need. Here's another great thing you can add: 12 grams of fat, no carbs. Mayonnaise is another thing to beef up your fats. Ranch, 13 grams of fat, 1 carb, 1 protein. I eat that on a regular basis with wings. Tomato paste, another thing that she got for recipe. Not something we use a lot of, but something we happen to get. Beef broth, again, something else that didn't have a lot of fats, proteins, or carbs, just kind of there. But again, that was for a recipe. So not something that I recommend that you necessarily need to get, but definitely get some bone broth that you'll have to make. Pecans. This is my go-to breakfast, guys. It is super high in fat, 27 grams, I think it's saying there. 27 grams of fat. 21 grams of fat in one serving. 21 grams of fat. 3 grams of carbs, 2 net carbs, 3 protein. That's just a win right there. Fresh cut green beans, you're gonna have about 7 to 14 grams of carbs per can. There's 2 net carbs, there's 3.5 servings, so there you go. 1 gram of protein, no fat, but it is something healthy. Pork rinds, oh my gosh, I love these things. My wife loves salt and vinegar chips, so we got pork rind alternatives. I love the hot and spicy. These things are, you know, pretty good with the fats and the protein, and next to no carbs, less than 1 gram of carb, 4.5 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein. And then the regular pork rinds, we actually just the other night made fried chicken, a simulation of fried chicken by putting it in the pan, frying it in some butter, and the crust we use the pork rinds. Here we got some queso cheese, no carbs, 6 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein. That is a win, people. Here we are again on the outside aisles, picking up some spinach, some leafy greens. I didn't film it there, but you can see we got some eggs. That's another go-to meal. Green peppers for a recipe, orange for a recipe. Don't eat a lot of the fruits because of the sugars. Again, broccoli, another go-to item. I think for 1 cup, if I remember off the top of my head, it's about 5 grams of carbs and 2 or 3 grams of fiber. So very, very low net carb ratio there. So another great thing you could have pretty much with every meal. A lot of these meals you'll see meat and kind of one of these green veggies on the side, whether it's green beans or the broccoli. Got some cauliflower there. Oops, what's that? Pepsi Max? Yes, that is Pepsi Max. So that was the grocery shopping. I also picked up a scale while I was there. You can see I'm zeroing out the bowl here. My macros for the day called for something high in protein and low in fat because I already had a lot of fats that day. So my wife had cooked a ham in a ton of butter. All that white stuff you see there is butter. And so I figured out my macros. I needed 10 ounces, and this got me there perfectly. Anyways, that's it, guys. Just a typical grocery shopping trip for us on a ketogenic diet. Hope that helps you on your journey to become a fat adapted athlete. See you next time.